Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. This is a life well spent. My name is Kelly, and on this channel, I'm documenting my financial journey. So you'll see things like my budget. That's what this video is going to be. Actually, it's a budget. It's my November budget. I will also close out my budget at the end of the month and show you how I did, so you can kind of compare to the actual plan. Sometimes things go perfectly planned as scheduled, and other times they do not. Yeah. I also do weekly check-in videos just to kind of keep track of my spending. And I do that now because I used to do that with cash, but since COVID hit, I've been buying more things online and doing more like contactless purchasing, even if I'm going into a store. So because I'm not really carrying around cash, I needed a system to help me stay on track because with cash, it was easy. I could see how much money I had left to spend. And when I am not using cash, I in my head think like, no, I've only spent like $30 out of this category. I think it's fine. And turns out I spent a lot more. So, and I wouldn't find that out, of course, until it was too late. So those weekly spending checks kind of help me stay on track. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into the video. This is my November budget. Okay, here is my budget for the month of November, at least my budget plan as of right now. I gotta warn y'all, this is gonna be a bad month. There's gonna be a lot of spending. There's gonna be some looks like overspending. I'm gonna have to pull some things from my savings because, there's a lot going. So on the one hand, I do want to make sure that I have all the Christmas gifts and everything that I need for that ready to go. And I'm going to try to buy them as early in November as possible because things are kind of getting backed up and things are not available. And so I want to make sure that that's kind of taken care of. And I probably won't end up buying any Christmas gifts in December then instead. And so I guess that's one less thing to spend on next month. But at least this month, it's going to be a lot. I did not actually go, I didn't have time to go get my passport renewed. I said last month that I was going to do that. I made a plan for that with my money. Didn't have time. So I still need to try to do that this month. My cousin butchers and she raises beef cattle and she and her husband, and they sent a steer to get butchered. Well, several. And my mother and I are actually going to split a side of beef. And they actually just went in towards the end of October. We weren't really sure when in October they were going to go. So I had kind of planned to spend that money in October. I think it just went, I think that the cows just went, I think a couple of days ago. So it takes a little bit of time to process, to age everything, get it all like set up, ready to go, and actually like sold back to us. So we are not going to get it until like first or second week of November now, which is fine. I just plan wise, like I'm going to spend that money in November instead of October. I did actually already get my furnace serviced because it started to get really cold, and I called to see if I could schedule, and if I didn't take it in October, the one date they had for me, it was going to be like middle of December. So I was like, let's do now. Let's go ahead and do now. But that's kind of where like my house repair fund kind of comes in handy because I had the money. I didn't have to worry about it. That said, here's the other really big expense this month. Gotta love it. The guy who came to service my furnace took a couple pictures, and I heard him talk on the phone, and the guy who was talking to was on speaker, I think is his boss, and I hear his boss say, "Ooh, gosh, yeah, ooh, that's bad. That's gonna need to be replaced." I was like, well, that's not ever anything you want to hear for something like a furnace. So I am now in the process of researching furnaces. I technically can get another 18 months to 2 years out of it. It is from the 80s. Like it's literally 84, 86 or something like that. I mean, she is going on 40. That's not good. She clearly is not as efficient as she could be since it's from the 80s. And I thought about it, and I thought, first thing I'm gonna do is kind of get some prices. So I've been doing some research, and I have 3 people scheduled to come give me an estimate as to what it would cost to replace my furnace. It does run on gas. It's like a forced hot air system, which means it does already have ductwork for other things. So I am actually going to look and see if I can get it replaced and upgraded with something that would also cool. Whether that's a central air gas furnace unit. Like I'm honestly just I'm not sure what's going to be the most cost effective and what I can use with my ductwork, because the ductwork would still be pretty old too. There might be something that can't be has to be used a certain way or whatever. Anyway, suffice it to say, I will be replacing that more than likely. And I think it's good. Some of the prices I've seen, again, I don't know if that will work for like my size of house, but some of the prices I've seen haven't been too terrible. They've been around $2,000, $2,500. And I figure, I'm going to get a more efficient furnace out of it. And, I will get a bit of a rebate, and I will actually get a, like tax advantages, which I don't think is really going to do much for me, but I might, get a little bit back in a tax credit. But the rebates would certainly help. And the efficiency is probably going to help, especially coupled with the fact that gas and oil prices this year or this winter are supposed to be up 54%. 54%. And I have some months where I'm spending almost $200 on my natural gas. Okay. It's not good. It's really high. And I think a lot of it has to do with the system. I think some of it's insulation, and a lot of other things. But I'm thinking, combination of all those things, this may actually only have, I may only be out like $1,000 or $1,500 in the end, because the rest of it I will have saved in, my energy costs and in, the rebates and stuff like that. So I think I'm going to look and see financially if it makes sense. Kicking myself for not selling my house this past summer, but regardless, I either need to put it in, or somebody who comes to inspect my house when I try to sell my house is going to have me either replace it then and there, or the people buying it are going to want me to knock the amount of it off the price anyway. So I might as well get some good use out of it. I'm really hoping to put in an air conditioning unit too, because I don't love it. But I I think I would prefer that than just replacing it with a furnace if possible. If it's insanely expensive, then I won't do it. But it seems a little silly to not try to figure out a way to make that happen. It's just gonna, I think, add some value to the house. Not a lot of value, but like I think it helps as a selling point. Like, oh yes, this is an old house, but it also has air conditioning. Hey, and it's not like a window unit. So I think that would be like, I'm hoping I can do it, and we'll see what comes of that. Um, I have to renew my registration either this month or next month. I am honestly thinking I may push that to next month. We will see. I might just do it so it's just done and over with, and that's that. And I'm also, hang on, that is a text from my mother. Oh, she, she's gonna keep talking, so I'm gonna put that on silent. I made her soup and she just eating it now. Um, I'm in a situation, so another reason why, like, I mean, all of that actually is going to get pulled from savings, but some other things, I have a problem where, like, I've really needed to buy things. And I've pushed them off, and I've pushed them off, and I've pushed them off, because I've been like, no, I want to pay off this credit card instead. I want to do this instead, and it's kind of, it's almost like a chickens coming home to roost moment. Like, I really need office furniture. My chair at work is every bit of 15 years old, and it like I'm in pain when I stand up. I need something new. Um and I same sort of situation with my desk. I'm sitting at like a chair that's not really meant to be sat at for longer periods of time. And same thing, I get up from it and I'm like, oi. Same thing with my bed, which I do have the money set aside for my bed, but I just have to get around to getting it. So yeah, it's kind of like a lot of things are just kind of coming at once, and I'm like, I've not gotten these things. I kept putting it off, putting off, putting off, and now I kind of need to get them. Same thing with towels. I'm using towels from, like, I'm no joke that they're like 20 years old. I had them in college. They're not great. And I've just dealt with it and dealt with it and dealt with it. And I'm to the point now where I'm like, I really need to get better towels. Towels that do better, towels that are just, softer and nicer, and, adult towels, not 18-year-old towels in your college dorm. So, just kind of some things like that. Like I'm gonna look for good prices and whatnot, but if I find something I like, I'm just gonna buy it. Because again, it was one of those things that like I have been needing to get and I just haven't gotten. So there is once again a lot of like extra expenditures that aren't necessarily, I mean, some of these things are gonna get pulled from savings because ultimately, like I'm telling y'all, it's gonna be bad. Wait till December, the first week of December, and I show you how bad it is. So, plan for the month, my income $3,731.90. That's my day job. My mother also then gives me $291 that we put towards a couple of things, and I'll get into that when it's time. For a total of $4,022.90. So, giving, I kept this as a line item in case I ever want to change how this is set up, but I basically put it in a sinking fund and give from the fund. My mortgage $671.86. My electric bill is $33.74. My natural gas is $27.60. And that's because I literally have not turned it on in this billing cycle. I turned it on last Friday. So today's Monday. I turned it on Friday. Or maybe Thursday. It might have been Thursday they came to the house. Thursday or Friday. Just turned on for the first time. So that's basically whatever I've been cooking or baking with. Because my stove and my oven are gas. So sewer $58, that's a flat rate. Water $18.97, which is also kind of a flat rate. That's based on usage, and that's the minimum usage, and I almost never go over that. So internet $146. That actually sounds really expensive for internet, but it is a high-speed internet that had like streaming capability, which I really needed for work at one time. And it also includes TV, which my mother pays for the part of the television part of that because we share that. And the problem is, in order to get TV, I have to package it with a certain, like, I can't go lower and pair it with the TV because then it would be more expensive for the two together. Like the TV part of it would be more expensive than the, if I like lost $20 off the internet, it would be like $40 more of television. So it's worth doing it this way for now. Cell phone $43.49. That might actually go up because I am really close to going over it on my data. Groceries $100. Life insurance $7.50. Gas I have kept at $100. I'm hoping to do a little more travel. We'll see. My niece, $100 a month goes into a brokerage account for her. $50 comes from me. $50 comes from my mother. That's part of the $291 up here. Oh, as is cell phone. My mother gives me some that we split a cell phone plan. She gives me her portion of that. House garden I have sitting at $300. Some of that's going to be like Christmas stuff, decorations and things like that I need. Possibly my chair if I can find a good one. I really also need to go to IKEA and get some more. Like I need lights. Like there are things I need that I just have been like I can do without for now, and it's been it's bad. I'm done doing without, I guess. Restaurant, $40. Personal, I have at $450. I still did not get my Apple Watch yet. So I think at this point, since it's already November, I'm going to see what's available on like Cyber Monday, Black Friday kind of deals and go from there. But that also includes my passport, which I definitely need to get soon. Miscellaneous I have set at $300, and it like my miscellaneous at this point I think is going to be if I end up spending more than what's in my gift fund for Christmas. I did already buy one thing for my niece, but I don't really want that to be her actual gift. It's more of just a thing to add to my mother's gift. But yeah, I'm actually going to get her like proper toy here and there. And then $500 to my Roth IRA, which I guess realistically I could just not do that, but I don't want to not put money into my Roth IRA. $200 goes to my student loan. That actually is something that my mother pays for. That's part of her $291 as well. And then up here we have sinking funds. So my plan for my sinking funds, $50 to my car repair. I have this blocked out because I haven't done a video showing you how those things ended up. $100 I put in a house repair fund. So when I got my furnace service, the money came out of that. If I, go forward buying a furnace, I will take the rest of the money out of that and put that towards the furnace. So that's less directly out of my pocket. Nittany Lion Club, $16. Garbage, fund $15, giving fund $84, car insurance $59. I pay that twice a year, that's why. Gift fund, I put $300 in there for right now. Um, I don't anticipate having to spend all of that because I don't buy that many gifts anymore, but I wanted to make sure the money was in there now. And then what I can do is just put more money in something else next month. Garden is $50, and right now my student loan fund is $251.74. And of course, I do a zero-based budget, which means everything coming in has a place to go. And so my remaining balance is zero. What I might do with this student loan fund, I have actually not yet decided what I'm going to do about the money that I have spent last month. If you have been around to my wrap-up videos, then you know I had to spend a lot of money on my car. And I think actually because I didn't do some of these other things like my passport and all that, I think I can actually kind of cash flow most of that with my repair fund and just a little bit out of my emergency fund. And so I might put that money back in, but I'll have to see where I'm at with my cash flow situation. And I won't be able to do that until I kind of wrap up the month. So that's it for this. So that's my budget for November. This is kind of the gist of my channel. So if you have any questions, certainly ask them below. I'd be happy to answer them for you. If this kind of seems like it might be your jam, I'd love for you to subscribe and join the community here I'm trying to build. I think it's women and their finances. They kind of have to approach things quite a bit differently. We have a lot of other things we have to consider in terms of income. We tend to live longer than men, for example, and you got a wage gap you have to contend with as far as planning for your future and stuff like that. But so it's kind of hoping to build a community of women here who want to talk about their money and get their financial life in order, because I know I didn't have mine in order for a very long time. I still have moments where I go a little haywire, but I also feel like even if I don't quite meet my spending goal or my saving goal or something, I get close, right? And close is better than not even trying, because if I'm not even trying, I'm really off. So that's just kind of my philosophy of life in general, I guess. So anyway, that will be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.